a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
Green grass breaks through snow. Artemis pleads for my help. I am so cool. Welcome to Of the Eldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
I'm Ray from Cabin 12.
And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13.
I'm Isabel from Cabin 7.
Hi, Izzy.
Hi.
Not gonna lie, I almost forgot my cabin number first.
At least it wasn't me this time.
Listen, I remembered mine when Charlie told me about 5 seconds ago.
Right, so that's not so bad.
I think I do, and I think he's in this chapter.
Yes, you're correct.
Oh, nice. Oh, excellent.
This is, of course, the chapter where Apollo melts the snow, but does not melt Artemis's
that's not his fault. It's not his fault. That's his sister.
Yeah, but, like, she still has, like, a heart of ice. She hasn't, she could be nicer to him.
Would
She's
you, though?
She's nice to him later. In, like,
it's fine.
10
He's
books.
Just a himbo. He's just a himbo, okay? Leave him alone.
Okay. All right.
He's also hot.
Good for him.
You're supposed to say he's the sun god.
Oh my god.
Oh,
it's literally
I forgot
text.
that they literally made that pun in the
Exactly.
I cannot.
Are they going to have to cast all the gods for the, first season of the series?
No, not all of them. Maybe.
Well, because there's the solstice at the end.
But you only see Poseidon and Zeus.
Right. Nobody else is sitting up in Olympus. So we don't get visuals in the first couple books of all of the Olympians.
I thought we saw,
the first one?
I thought we saw, a group shot of them at the solstice.
You're thinking of the movie.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We only
I've
see
seen that.
Poseidon, Zeus, Ares, and Dionysus in the first book.
Dionysus is definitely there.
He is indeed.
You sounded unsure. He's, I think, of all
I
of them,
sounded
the most
unsure because
there.
I was like, am I forgetting anyone?
Right.
But I think
I don't know.
Oh, sorry, Hades. I forgot my dad. It's fine.
There you go. Yeah, we don't even get Persephone because she's not down there at that time of year.
It's summertime.
No.
All right.
Oh, yeah, it's the summer solstice. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in winter. This book's in winter.
Exactly.
Segue.
Why are you here, Izzy?
Why am I here? Well, in the middle of the night last night, Charlie broke into my house.
Yes,
shoved me into a recording studio, strapped me into this chair, and said, "Talk." And now here I am.
Oh my goodness.
No,
yes, this is exactly what happened.
Okay, hi. What really happened, the real story of why I'm here, is that I was supposed to be in a chapter for the last book, but that didn't happen. And now I'm here discussing this book, and I made the music for this show. I also do other stuff that you'll hear about later, and don't read the audiobook. Don't listen to it.
Yeah,
ever. If you do, I'll find you.
Don't read the audio. Oh my god.
Please don't.
What are your pronouns,
so bad.
Babe?
Oh, it's painful.
Yeah. My pronouns, if you're a queer person, my pronouns are she, it. If you're not, then they're she, her, and don't objectify me. It's Pride Month.
I mean, it's Pride Month while we're recording it.
When is this coming out?
Like August.
Oh.
It's Pride.
It's Pride Month Part 3.
It's Pride Month in our hearts.
It's always Pride.
June is Pride Prime.
I still want to know, when do we celebrate the other deadly sins? I want to know.
I think Lust is, Lust is Leap Day. That's actually...
Alright.
That is in February, so makes sense.
Yeah, and then you have...
February is just leap month. No, it's Lust month. That's it. That makes sense.
December has greed because it takes all the like holiday spirit and joy for itself. Coming
this
very
is a better conversation.
Oh, gluttony and Thanksgiving? I mean, November.
Yeah.
Not Thanksgiving is not the name of the month. Guys, I'm really tired.
No, it is. It is.
It goes September, October, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Please
That's
ignore
exactly how it works.
Please ignore all the other holidays that happen in December. Thanks,
exactly.
love you.
I was making a joke on purpose, okay? There are other holidays that exist. I also hate Thanksgiving, so...
What are the other deadly sins?
I watched Fullmetal Alchemist, and I know all of them.
Okay, then you take us through this.
Okay, what did we miss? We need Envy.
Ooh. February again.
Well, hold up, because St. Patrick's Day is in March, so you could say green.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh wait, okay, wait. Here's one. What
once
about
upon a time as shit?
January is sloth because you make all those New Year's things.
Oh. Yeah,
and then you
don't, and then you just don't do them. So there we go.
Okay.
I don't know how many we did.
I've forgotten what we did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we didn't ever decide on Wrath. Okay.
Wrath? I feel like
whenever football season is, I don't know.
No, because that's also February.
I feel like it's in summer when it's hot because
I feel like it's gotta be July.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's when people are aggressively America.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
This is a very America-centric list that we're making.
We are also, hi, this is a podcast about Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Yeah,
I'm sure that was all the sins. If I missed one, then I'll cry later.
Charlie, if we missed one, schedule emergency pickups whenever you go to edit this, and we will, we'll get the one we missed.
This is so wonderfully on topic.
Yeah. Oh boy, this bodes well.
Yeah. Every time that I talk to Izzy, it just becomes chaos incarnate. This is gonna be great for a podcast.
Love you.
I love you too. Oh my god. I did have one other question to ask you before we talk about things.
Why?
Well, how did you get into the books?
Oh, that's I can't remember is the issue.
That's valid.
There's a
lot of things I can't remember. I can't even remember how I first came out, babe.
Okay, so I don't. ADHD. I fully 100% don't remember how I first got into the books. I suspect that I picked it up from a teacher and then stole it and just kept reading. Yeah. My vague opinion of the Percy Jackson series is that it's good and also the worst thing he's written and published. But it's also very good.
You might not be wrong. We'll go through other series eventually. We'll see how good other ones are.
He just noticeably, even from The Lightning Thief to this book, gets a lot stronger.
Oh yeah, well writer. that's just how writers are, though.
Right. Thus, this is a very good series and the worst thing he's ever published. First thing he's published.
So what you're saying, you're actually complimenting him. You're saying that wow, Rick, you've gotten so much better as a writer.
I'm saying that he has gotten better in many ways.
Yay! So Ray,
I don't know that I can agree with all this as a Percy Jackson stan, but we'll agree to disagree, I suppose.
I met Ray 15 minutes ago.
I'm hoping this is an excellent first impression while I am drunk on sleep deprivation and
cat orphans or kittens.
All right, so in this chapter Thalia torches New England, as they say.
Girl boss.
So I guess I'm dead now. I've been torched.
Bye.
That's where I live.
We'll miss you, Charlie.
They go from Maine to Long Island? Yeah, you're gone.
I'm gone.
Yeah. But they also go due west somehow.
I don't know.
Is it it's
she turns the wheel at some point.
But It's diagonal, I assume.
Yeah,
right,
Long
it's
Island,
gotta be.
Long Island is here. Maine is like here, depending on where in Maine you're going.
Yes, your fingers are great for the people listening to this.
You're welcome.
It's a diagonal line.
Yeah, when this comes out, there will be a video up on my YouTube channel with a map of Maine and a map of Long Island.
I expect that. And if I don't see
They won't be
riot.
connected at all. It'll be like 2 separate videos. One's a map of Maine, one's a map of Long Island.
Oh my goodness.
You'll just have to figure it out.
Anyways, we're just gonna assume that it's west-ish.
Yeah.
Guarantee you he didn't check.
So we're going to start off with a little bit of the aftermath from last chapter. Percy tells his friends about his little chat, and Bianca tells Nico that she joined the Hunters, which we get some reactions to. Nico doesn't seem happy. Percy's not happy about anything. Apollo arrives. He's a cool older teen. He's got a sports car. We're all very jealous. His flirting is deeply, deeply uncomfortable. He actively tells Thalia that she is 15 years old and his half-sister in
Also
the middle of flirting with her.
Mentally a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Love all of this. Also, Artemis has to remind him constantly that her hunters, also all children, are off limits. Yeah. Which makes me wonder, what was the age of a majority in ancient Greece anyways?
10, maybe. Haven't checked.
We'll look it up. We'll look it up. And Apollo invites Thalia to drive the Sun, which is now a bus. No one is happy with this.
Including Apollo.
Yeah, after he realizes what a terrible mistake he's made. Thalia is extremely uncomfortable, tries to cover that up with bravado, and sets some buildings on fire. We end the...
Hello, Editing Charlie here. So, at this point, Ray's audio just cuts out. I don't know what happened. We recorded this a month ago, so my memory is gone from this recording. And so they come back in about 20 minutes because we recorded like 2 different sessions of this because it was very long. But yeah, it's fine. I don't know what to do about it. So this is just what we're gonna get. And they were basically done with the chapter summary anyway. You know what happens after that. They landed in Camp Half-Blood. Things went awry. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Okay. So.
God, that's gotta turn into like a hot tub.
So. In ancient Greece, the age of majority, where men in Athens at least gained full voting rights, was 18, although they didn't often get married until their 30s. However, in ancient Rome, a male was only fully adult at the age of 25.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also, none of this mentions women at all.
Women aren't people, okay?
Women
were not people back then.
Women, end of sentence.
Women? It's the meme from Little Women when she's just like, women.
Yes.
Love that. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go into our little myth stuff before we get into the chapter, because I got some fun
Good choice,
myths.
I approve.
So, in case you mythed it, well, before I talk about our wonderful guy who drove the Sun Chariot, let's talk about the Sun Chariot for a minute here, because this is like, it's not necessarily just a thing in Greek mythology. It's just a thing. Like, there's usually
Egypt had a boat.
Yes. It's a solar bark. Is that how you pronounce that? It's got a Q in it. I don't like that word.
Please.
Barque. I don't like that word. That looks weird. Barge. Yes, also barge.
No, that's not right.
No, there are other words here too. It also it says solar barge, solar bark, solar boat. I don't like bark. That's
the
weird.
Norse had a chariot also, I think.
Yes, they did. Yeah. It's just...
Yeah, sun go fast.
Yeah, they really liked things where, because the sun moves, it's associated with like animals and something pulling it, so often it's like a horse or many horses or other things. Like, yeah. The Norse got their chariot. Or, I mean, it's a boat because they really liked their Nile in Egypt.
They had a pole. I think Ra was often depicted with like a pole. I forget what that's called. Stave?
You mean like an oar, basically, right?
No.
Okay.
The thing where you like push against the riverbed.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
I like imagining the river Styx as like wading pool height. Ooh.
It's just polluted.
Yeah, like the Anacostia. Okay. That probably means nothing.
Yeah, so I just like the fact...
The Anacostia is a river that runs off of DC into Maryland.
I just like the fact that, like, the sun chariot is, like, a thing in, like, many different cultures.
Yeah.
There's even one in Chinese culture.
Ooh.
The sun chariot is associated with the passage of time. Is it...
Please elaborate on that.
Well, I don't just want to, like, read off what this saying, but it's...
Why not?
Is it drawn by dragons? Wait a second.
That would track, honestly.
It sounds like there are dragons pulling it. I did send y'all the link, so, like, you could see this.
I haven't I'm not.
I do like that. That sounds very metal.
Yeah. It's always interesting to me. Sorry. It's always interesting to me when different stories manifest, like, across the world in different cultures.
Oh, yeah.
Like with the flood story, too. Like, most ancient religions have one of some form.
Yeah, Ray went, like, nuts when we were reading the Epic of Gilgamesh for our Patreon bonus episode. Hey, y'all, if you want to hear us talk about Gilgamesh, go to Patreon. Yeah, we were just like, oh my goodness, this thing, it's actually in Mesopotamia, too. And just, it was cool. It appears in the wild, and you don't expect it. They actually have, like, I think a different one as well in Mesopotamia for, like, flood myths with, like, different names.
That would make sense.
Because, like, the different regions there.
I was about to ask if Judaism had a flood myth. Ignore me.
Oh my god.
What's the joke?
Yeah. Well, no, not everyone. Or the Chinese. I literally just watched this. Yeah. God, I love it.
Thank you,
I literally
Neil Gaiman.
just watched Good Omens, like, last week. So,
for the
it's
first
fresh in my
time?
mind. Okay, so I watched the full thing last week. I had technically seen the first 3 episodes before. I had not finished it until last week. So
Good Omens.
We're done with this.
So sad.
Let's move on to my other myth, which is like bigger. We got the Tale of Phaethon, which I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name. So I'm going with that.
Child. I hate him so much.
You hate him? I love how stupid he is.
I hate him.
I love how stupid
so
he is.
much.
It's great.
He killed so many people.
Leave him alone. He was also gay. I was gonna talk about this.
What's your point?
He's also a queer icon.
Okay, so I'm really struggling here because, like, gay people are cool.
Yeah.
But
yes.
But you can't just drive the sun chariot because it's your dad's.
Yes, you can.
It's not like a.
I'm sorry.
It's not like a car.
You can.
It's the sun.
Great.
It's a ball of fire.
I really want, like, this one myth to be, like, adapted into, like, modern times, because to me that's just you just, like, steal your dad's ride and
you
like,
want like
you
want Romeo plus
horribly.
Juliet, but it's you die due to your like uncle's. My brain hurts.
I don't know how exactly the Zeus killing him thing would work.
No,
but, like,
sorry, it's because Hyperion is the child.
Helios.
No, it's Helios is the child of Hyperion, who is a brother of Kronos.
I think so, yeah.
So Zeus it is your uncle. No, it's your first cousin once removed. Kills you because you drove too bad.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this story. So
if you haven't. Yeah, I feel like
and
it's
owned by Zeus.
I think it becomes weirdly, like, geopolitical quickly.
All right. So Phaethon. Phaethon is a son of the god of the sun Helios, not Apollo, which is kind of contradicted in this chapter. And an Oceanid named Clymene. He also has siblings who are aptly named the Heliads. That's just all of his sisters. They're all just grouped together as the daughters of Helios.
Because women are objects, right?
Yeah, their other name is the Phaethon Tides, which is weird because that means daughters of Phaethon. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like it. And my other favorite thing is that his lover is Sickness, the guy who turns into a swan. That's his boyfriend! It's not important to this story, but I love that. That's just a fact of mine that I love. So, this boy is just, he's an idiot. It's fine. He just has a desire to drive his dad's chariot.
His dad, who he has, never met, isn't even sure if it's his dad. His mom just, told him that it's his dad, and he was like, yeah, okay, that seems right. I'm gonna go drive the sun.
It's, a lot of demigod things are like, am I really, the son of a god? Am I really? I need to go prove that. So, I should get to drive the sun chariot. Any other way.
Jump off a cliff or something. See if someone stops you. Don't do that.
No, definitely do that.
Listener, don't do that.
So, of course, Helios is at least like, maybe you shouldn't drive my chariot. That's probably not a good idea.
What if you didn't?
Yeah, maybe don't do that. I do like this specific line, that Phaethon can only control the horses. So I guess, the chariot specifically is, probably the magic of, the sun and all that. You know what I mean?
Is the chariot alive?
No, but it's got the power of the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think no matter what, sun go up.
Maybe.
I think that if no one got in the chariot in the morning, sun would go up and sun would go west.
Yes, but it could, you know what? I think the thing is, the chariot could go, it would still keep going around the earth, but the altitude is what the driver handles, because that's the problem here. So Phaethon
sun goes
takes
straight.
the rein. Yeah.
And we can't have that.
Yeah, we can't have that, no.
Pride month.
Sun's gotta be gay.
Yeah.
So Phaethon, of course, he drives the chariot, he takes the reins, he burns the earth, he freezes the earth because he goes up and down and up and down. And yeah, what does Zeus do? He's like, dude, you're not driving correctly. Fuck you. Shoots him with
Zeus
lightning.
Escalates
kills
to
him
11.
Instantly.
He Zeus sees the sun going a little bit wrong and is like, oh, I've got to kill whoever's driving.
I mean, if it was Helios, I assume that wouldn't have killed him because he's a god.
No, more than that. Sorry, the sun's going a little bit wrong. Guess I'll destroy the sun.
Yeah, that too. Absolutely. Correct.
Well, Zeus being awful does not justify any of his actions. Zeus is straight. Zeus is the only straight god.
Yeah, Phaethon should not be doing this.
No,
so
of course not.
His dead body falls into a river. Hey, look, that also happens in this chapter. Not a dead body, but still. And then his sisters are mourning him and crying over him, and they're turned into trees. Because that always happens in mythology. Pretty ladies always turn into trees. Because
if your brother does something wrong, it's not fair to just punish him.
It's why? Why? Literally, why? So this is, used to, explain why we have deserts and frozen wastelands, I guess. It makes sense. Sure. Sure.
Maybe Greek people should stop.
Yeah. Oh my god. Very interesting. My god. Yeah. Oh my god.
Teenagers.
Yeah.
Plaguing the earth.
So...
Since 12th century BC.
So Phaethon's name means radiant or to shine. Haha. Haha. Also, weirdly enough, his name is also an epithet of his dad. So that's not confusing at all. So, how they sometimes use epithets instead of the actual name?
Uh-huh.
I want to know how many people were confused by that. God, also, Hyperion is also an epithet for Helios, so that's why... God, that's so confusing, because Hyperion is his dad.
Maybe it's a family tradition.
Who named these people?
Charlie.
Oh my god. Yeah?
Their parents named them.
Are you sure? I don't think so. Parents don't actually do anything in mythology, so they can't have named their children.
I mean, my parents named me. They were wrong, but they did it.
So, I also understand
who's to say that their parents didn't?
Yeah.
What if their parents all individually named them, and each of them in turn was like, no, that's dumb. I'm gonna change it, and it ended like this?
Yeah.
What if their names were originally Craig?
Yes. Helios' name is actually Craig. It's canon now.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Means Apollo's name is Christian.
What?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it was just his
it's-
name. Like before Christianity.
It's because
he's the god of prophecy.
when Apollo took over from the sun for the sun, he was like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to like have a similar name for branding because Apollo's all about branding. So when Apollo's the sun god, his name is Christian because it sounds like Craig, kind of. Apollo's also bad at branding. Oh, we have this bit of world building ?
They were downsizing.
Yeah. Downsizing from who? Who pays the gods?
We don't talk about the metaphysical. We don't talk about the metaphysical here.
Who is Olympus corporate?
We don't talk about this.
Is it like the royal family where there's like the firm behind the figureheads?
Yeah. I don't think anybody controls these people. Nobody controls these fucking gods.
So, if you vote for the right god king, you'll have
voted
food.
for the wrong one.
Win.
Not my god king.
Campaign signs
I
for
meant
god
like
king.
Zeus. Like, Zeus is not my god king.
Wait, God king's like a term.
Is it?
I forgot. Yeah.
Oh no, what does it mean?
It's what they used to call like it's what they used to call like kings who claim their authority from God and were like, I am
Makes
the
sense.
like physical embodiment of God on this earth. More than just like, oh, God came to me and said I'm in charge. They were like, no, I am
How
God.
about this? Not my king of Olympus.
Okay, yeah, that's better. So there's more world building here, which is that the sun, the big fiery ball of gas sky, exists. And also that the sun is a sports car
sun-
bus.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do like it. I think it's better explored later on
Mm-hmm.
with like other facts of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very good. I need to turn my light on.
I am going to say nothing at all.
So we can't talk about some of the things going on there.
I will say nothing whatsoever.
Yeah, this Helios is explored in Trials of Apollo. That's
Helios exists still in a form. You will.
Because remember, that one's about Apollo, so that's why
You will.
it's important
Fret.
there. We will get there in like 10 years, okay? It'll be fine. Maybe 10
Just
years.
make it
maybe
make
20.
it the next series.
No.
Make it the next one you do.
That doesn't make sense at all. Okay?
It'll be really funny. No, what's your plan? Do you have a plan? You don't have a plan.
We do have a plan. Yeah, we're doing
Do you have a
this.
plan?
We're doing Cain. We'll do Heroes. We'll do
Okay.
Magnus. We'll do Trials.
Release order?
It's not quite release order. It's more like we're gonna take a break from like the big series with the other series.
Okay.
And then whatever
Magnus-
is out after
Yeah.
in 10 years.
Magnus is my favorite.
Magnus is great. All right.
Well, they have the... Wait, that's a spoiler. Never mind.
Let's talk about this fucking chapter, okay? God, it's been 40 minutes. All right.
Has it? What? No.
Yeah, it's fine.
I've only been recording for 40 minutes and 12 seconds.
All right. So, oh yeah. You mean Bianca.
Thalia never joins the Hunters.
Never.
She would never.
Okay.
Moving on. Yes, it was based. You
Okay.
met this girl.
You know
You
what?
met her today.
You know what? I think this needs to be like a question that we ask everybody throughout this book as we bring on guests. What is your stance on Bianca joining the Hunters?
On Bianca joining the Hunters.
Was this good for her? Was this bad for her? Like,
Was this good for her? Well,
was this a good decision?
Okay, so ultimately, in the end, was
You
it
support
better
her.
for her? Do I support her? Yes, unequivocally.
Okay, that's the question I should ask. Do you support Bianca's choice? We're
Yeah.
not going into spoilers or anything.
Was it the best choice for her in the long run? I would also say yes. Was it?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, I would say you can't know for sure, but I'd say yes.
I was gonna say we don't know. Honestly, we don't know.
Was it the best choice for her in that moment? Was it vaguely manipulative the way that it was presented and, like,
Yeah, we talked about
entranced
how
to her? Yes.
We talked about how
Was it maybe
the writing...
not a fully consensual decision? Sure.
Okay.
Did she do it? And do
so
I support
Izzy,
her? Yes.
We did talk about how the language in the writing makes it seem like it's not consensual, but everything else presented to us makes it seem like it is consensual. So I'm gonna say it's just bad writing.
Percy narrates this shit, right?
Yeah. You know what? It's a biased narrator, and he's just like, I don't trust Artemis, she seems sus. So...
But no,
That's it.
I don't remember because I listened to this chapter because I did not have time.
Yeah.
Did we get the actual scene where it's presented to her?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
We stan Artemis here, okay?
If this veers too close to spoilers, tell me. But just like cut it. We see later that there are like examples of people leaving the hunters.
Yeah.
So it's not like a you leave, you die thing.
Yeah. So I did actually mention that, and I'm probably going to keep that in from like last chapter, just because it was important to the conversation.
Yeah. My memory of it is most of the ways if you get kicked out are you die.
You can leave amicably. How about that?
Yeah.
You can. Artemis
like if
is like mostly chill. Like
until you break her
like,
rules.
she is
if you
still
tell
a
her
daughter
before
of
you break her
Zeus,
rules.
But she's mostly chill.
If you tell her that you want to break her rules before you break her rules, she'll be like, okay, let's get you out of here so you can do this thing you want to do.
But if you break her rules, yeah. If you're in the contract, then nah, all bets are off. Fuck you.
You're dead in you are turned into a bear and mauled by like your own children.
That's not quite how that goes, but yeah.
It's close.
She became a constellation. It's all good. It's fine.
That's a weirdly prevalent like consolation prize for people who the gods wrong.
Constellation prize.
Fuck you.
You're welcome. So, all right, let's keep going.
Do we have cool star pictures, or are we just like too good at recognizing patterns?
That's the defining trait of humanity.
The same stars have different constellations from different cultures.
Listen, this is the
We made them up. Some of them are bear. Have you seen the Leo constellation? That's not a fucking lion.
Shh. Yeah, there were more stars, okay? Let's be honest there. There were more stars.
True.
I'm just saying, the defining trait of humanity is that we're good at, like, recognizing patterns. And, like, that's one of the only things we're good at.
Yeah.
All right, so we get this conversation. Percy's angry. Grover's like, who wouldn't want to hang out with Artemis all the time?
Most people.
God. Grover, stop. But
Grover, she is currently presenting as a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah, she's also an arrow ace lesbian. We stand.
That, like, explicitly.
But I just... My favorite line here that I just, like, constantly... Just say is when Thalia's like, you're nuts, and Grover's like, nuts and berries. Yeah, I don't know why, but that is just like part of my brain now. I just constantly say that whenever someone's like, you're nuts. I don't know why. That's just part of my vocabulary.
Which happens to you a lot.
It does, actually.
Roughly
really
like 5 times a minute.
So Artemis making a joke that Apollo's lazy in the winter. I love that. That's beautiful.
Vibes. Apollo's like a bear.
No, he's not a bear. I'm sorry. Yeah, he is. He is. He's truly a twink.
Do twinks hibernate in the winter?
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So, you can't look at him until he parks. Love that. So you don't look away from the sun. But also when he parks, I guess just turns
once
off.
The sun stops, you're fine.
The logic there.
If the sun ever
Wonderful.
freezes in the sky, it's okay to look at it directly for about 20 minutes.
Okay. I understand that it's a red car, but I think it should be yellow.
It should be gold, actually. Fuck you.
Well, close enough. Jeez.
No.
But I understand that it's red because, that's the asshole guy car color.
Did you just say that gold and yellow are the same color?
I said close enough. Cars don't usually come in gold, okay? Not usually.
Continue. I have seen multiple gold cars.
I don't usually
It's 2 against
gold.
1.
Okay.
You're contributing now, sorry.
Alright, so, yeah, we get the Apollo is hot thing. We mentioned that. Okay, Apollo saying that Artemis is his little sister, I've already contradicted this in our last episode. Remember, Ray, I told you, Artemis is
She came out first, helped deliver him.
Yes, I explained this.
Goddess of midwives.
I feel like this is, once again, retconned in Trials of Apollo,
I think
honestly.
this is corrected later, and also, never shown to be correct here.
Yeah.
Apollo just says it.
He does just say it, but I'm just like, Rick, I'm angry, but it's definitely retconned later. I'm 99% sure of this.
Yeah.
It does.
It's like, I think even later when it is like retconned. It's retconned as like, why do you keep saying this? It's not true. From
Exactly.
Artemis to Apollo.
Also, the fact that Apollo looks like Luke, because Luke is the, I guess,
Luke.
epitome of, like, blonde-haired, attractive man.
What if they just use the same actor for Luke and Apollo?
You know what I wanted them to do in the Percy Jackson show? I want them to just constantly recast the gods, because they don't
be
have
really
set
funny.
looks, actually.
I
Especially
do want
Aphrodite.
them...
Aphrodite
do
needs
want-
to happen. Required. Okay.
And we're back.
It's like that theater warm-up where you,
This
like,
is
stand in the group
bad.
and try to count to 10 without making eye contact or, like, planning who's gonna go next.
I think this episode proves that we're still cursed.
We should do that
I think-
over Zoom.
Like, it took a while for the curse to set in this season, but, like, we're back, baby.
I would say that out of all the issues we could have, we've got a lot of episodes without very many issues. I would
We
say
have.
we're doing pretty good.
We are. We're good. All right.
We have to have the occasional bad luck to keep us humble.
So, yeah, I don't know where
So-
we were here, but let's talk about this
We
haiku.
were talking about the casting of gods for the series, and I don't remember how we got on that. We were talking about how Apollo looks like Luke and how that's like meaningful.
Yeah, I think that's just because that's, what Percy's attracted to. Anyway. It's also what Thalia's attracted to.
Yeah. I
No.
would agree with that take. I do think it's kind of weird almost to point out specifically because normally Percy will talk about how people look like their godly parent, which
Yeah.
Apollo is not Luke's.
Right.
So
No,
but
they'd be like
that does make it seem
second
relevant.
cousins or something.
I think that Percy, whenever Percy sees a hot blonde guy, he's like, Luke, how could you betray me like this? Just like, that
Listen,
is his constant internal monologue.
The only
actually-
blonde guy that exists in this world is Luke. Everyone looks like him.
Wait, my brain hurts.
That's also true of the
Apollo-
fan art, actually.
Apollo is Luke's Apollo is Luke's half brother.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I think?
No.
I don't
no,
know.
no.
I
No,
I have
they're-
no idea how this family tree
Nephew.
works. So.
Okay.
Luke
nephew.
is Apollo's
Yes.
nephew.
Yes.
Okay.
But like
correct.
step nephew, like half nephew.
Whatever.
But
At
who
that-
cares?
Yeah, like, your brothers, who cares at that point?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. My
So
brain hurts.
Apollo is into haikus.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
know
that's
when he
his
went
thing
to
right now.
Japan.
And how long he was there for, and how long
Yeah.
ago this was.
Yeah, it's very important. Like,
Because, like, they mentioned limericks. Limericks aren't that old. Haikus are older.
mm-hmm.
So it's not like it's something involved with the Western civilization. One, that doesn't make sense. Two,
Right. Japan
did he
decidedly has never been a part of Western civilization.
hasn't.
Is
Yeah.
only very reluctantly a
he
part
just-
of it now.
He just went on vacation.
but when did he
Yeah.
go to Japan? I want to know.
I feel it
Right.
has to be
Like,
after I feel like it has got to be after Matthew Perry. If you don't know what that is,
I don't. I'm so sorry. I have no
Japan-
culture.
Okay, Japan, this is not really culture, it's just like history. Japan was very isolationist up until the late 1800s,
Yeah.
I think.
I have
Yeah.
watched History of Japan, so I
Where-
got that.
Yeah. When that Commodore Matthew Perry landed in Japan, was like, hey, I'm British, you're going to trade with us now.
Right.
The Japanese were like, do we have to? The British were like, yes, look what we did to China. And so I feel like Apollo couldn't have gotten into Japan before that
That
point.
makes perfect sense to me. That's
Yeah.
what I was assuming too, that it was... What I was assuming is that once people got very into Japanese culture, which they started doing, I think in like the 60s.
Yeah. Because
Uh,
it cannot be... I also feel like it can't be the late 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
I feel like you need relative peace.
So what I'm saying is that Apollo is a weeb, but we don't know what flavor.
I just want to know if he's into anime. Okay, that's
See, and it could
That's my
have been a
biggest
few
thing.
decades ago, and so we just don't know.
Like,
we just don't know.
if
I
he
feel like
is,
he
he's probably
would
into,
be.
like-
Okay, no.
If he
we
is-
know I know for a fact that
Oh,
Apollo
oh.
did not get down there when anime was happening because he would be talking about it nonstop.
yeah.
Apollo would fucking
Does-
love Naruto. That
Does
is
Apollo watch Miyazaki movies?
probably.
But
I
like
think
in
Artemis
shame,
does.
in
Wait,
secret.
Artemis watches Miyazaki movies because they're all about like nature and all that shit.
Oh, Artemis absolutely has like in the woods movie nights where she just like makes the movie appear in the air.
Aw.
But Apollo like watches them in the back.
Apollo, he's
like,
just like behind a tree, like trying to like flirt with the hunters.
Huddled in the trunk of the Sun car at night with a little phone screen.
What I love about
watching
this
it
is that they both love Miyazaki movies, but they're both like, my sibling would never appreciate this because he's like, Artemis has no care for the fine arts. Like, she would never enjoy a movie this beautiful. And she's like, Apollo would never understand the nature that is on display.
See, I was just gonna say Apollo's probably into like just like the mainstream anime that has like,
also
fight
that,
scenes,
but
or something like he's into like the fight scenes that have like really good like music behind them and that kind of shit. Like that's his jam because he's a god of music. Like obviously he loves that kind of shit.
Yeah,
and also explosions because why not?
Because he's the manliest of men.
Yeah,
but not.
He's not though.
He's also like a music
I can't remember.
nerd.
Is it? Yeah, no, it's Apollo that's the god that is canonically the god of twinks, I believe.
Excuse me?
I'm trying to find
where's the
something
meme of
that will
this?
make you both hate me.
There was a meme involving this, but it's because how he is described, and, like, how he's always, like, seen as is, like, the ideal beardless athletic youth.
Yeah. When in reality, he is the god of music.
Charlie, Apollo can't be the god of twinks. Dionysus invented the dildo.
No, but, like...
Okay.
Apollo is the god of twinks. Dionysus is the god of endings.
Have you seen who they cast as Dionysus?
Yes! Oh my god!
Okay,
I'm so
do we have
happy.
to
He
talk about
cannot be
that?
the god of twinks. Yes, we do.
No, that's, but that's Dionysus. That's not Apollo.
Yeah. Dionysus cannot be the god of twinks.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
With that casting.
Apollo's the god of twinks.
I know.
Yeah.
I was saying that Dionysus is the god of twinks as the man who invented the dildo.
No.
All right.
No, we do have to talk about the casting of Dionysus.
But
because he's perfect?
Because he's perfect and Danny DeVito would be bad.
Yeah, I would not have wanted that. Okay, I mean, I have my opinions on Mr. D versus mythological Dionysus because I like our, NB hero Dionysus, wonderful gender fluid being, but I also fucking love the actor who's been chosen because the chaotic energy is gonna be great.
Holy
I can't
crap.
pronounce his name.
He's Derek on The Good Place. That's all that matters. He's Derek.
He's Derek on The Good Place.
He's also in Brooklyn
Adrian
Nine-Nine.
something in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes.
He's the fucking perfume mogul in Parks and Rec. What I'm saying is that he is friends with Michael Schur. He was probably on The Office at some point.
Makes sense. I love it. I love him. It's perfect. I don't know
amazing.
who anyone else is.
I don't know who anyone else is. My mom recognized the guy they cast to play Shuren.
Shuren?
Shuren. Shut up. I refuse to learn how to pronounce that.
It's Chiron.
So, because we all were dancing around it, I'm gonna take one for the team and mispronounce this poor man's name.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Poor man. Well, he's fine. He's probably rich.
It's Jason Mentzoukis.
Okay.
So, in case anyone was wondering who this man is, that's who.
This man.
You know him.
You know him. He's Greek, and he's perfect.
He is self-described 100% Greek.
That makes sense. That's
they
why
should
he was
limit
cast.
themselves to ethnically Greek actors for all the gods. I think that would be funny.
Very good.
Yeah, good shit.
Okay.
No one would notice. Like, no one would care.
I would.
Right.
I would know. I would care.
But like, the general audience would not notice.
We need to get this fucking chapter, guys.
Yeah.
What? Nothing else happens.
I know, but
They
listen,
drive to Camp Half-Blood. We've been recording for over an hour.
It's fine. It's fine.
I do a close reading, and I'm usually pretty good at getting through this.
You invited this chaos here, Charlie.
I know. And sometimes, whenever I stop talking to Izzy, I forget how chaotic she is, and then I talk to Izzy again, and I'm like, oh, right.
And see, I don't normally invite chaos, but I will follow it.
See, if I'm texting, it's less chaotic.
It is.
It's significantly less chaotic because I can't go on a tangent in text without like a significant amount of effort.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to
fair.
put thought into it. Whereas here, I can just keep letting my brain make words that don't quite make it to my mouth before words come out of my mouth.
Yeah. So, the Maserati is now a bus.
Someone diagram that sentence and send it to me on Twitter. Thanks.
Okay. What kind of bus is this? I distinctly remember in my brain that it was supposed to be like a yellow school bus, and I don't think it is.
No.
It's not.
No, let me...
It's some kind of city bus that city people ride.
No, I have a very specific image.
I definitely, as a child, thought it was a yellow school bus, like the Halloween Town school bus.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, I can't share screen. That's so mean.
You can drop it in the Discord. Yeah.
I will send it. Yeah, I'll send it in the group chat in case Charlie wants to use it.
He describes exactly what it is. Oh, yes.
He does. But, like, in my childhood, I definitely did not read those words. I definitely read yellow school bus for some reason. Because I was a child, and I was like, yellow
Charlie, I have put something in Discord.
You did. I see.
Yes. Okay.
I see you did.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing... The sun is actually not allowed to be yellow. The sun is not yellow. It doesn't even really look yellow to us on Earth. I don't know why we think it's yellow.
It's because yellow is a bright color.
The sun is white.
Yeah, it's white.
And red.
I
don't
the sun think Apollo would ride a white car. I don't think
I disagree.
He would.
I think he absolutely would. But Apollo would never ride a white car in his capacity as god of the sun. He would only ride a white car, and it would be a white limo driven by someone who is not him in his capacity as god of prophecy.
Yeah, you're correct. You are definitely correct. So, Apollo is not allowed to flirt with the hunters.
Not that ever stops him. God, what a dick.
There's a lot of misandry in this chapter, and it's all deserved.
Yeah. I could go off and talk about one of the hunters that Apollo canonically fucks, who I believe gives birth to, like, one of his godly children, actually, who becomes, like, the god of beekeeping.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I love that fucking god, because he's so niche. I love him.
That's delightful.
Yeah.
I mean, like, a lot of things about that aren't delightful, but god of beekeeping is delightful.
There's so many just weird characters in
just,
Greek myths.
You don't hear about those ones.
That guy who Zeus thought was hot, and so he made him immortal.
Ganymede!
Just because.
You know what?
The guy...
It's fine. He gave his dad some horses to be like, hey, it's fine.
What is the mythos where the sun, or some variation of the sun, was a guy strapped to a wheel and thrown into the sky?
Okay. That's... Okay. So that's not a sun... But that is somebody who got tortured in Tartarus. I believe in a previous episode I got very confused by this. But
okay.
This is a guy who wanted to fuck Hera and instead fucked a cloud nymph clone of Hera.
Oh.
And because he wanted to fuck Hera, he gets tortured in Tartarus on a flaming wheel thing. But no, that's not the sun. His name is
Could have
Ixion?
Sworn there was something about him being thrown into the sky because he was like the first mortal to ever visit Olympus or something.
Maybe? I don't remember that part of it. I'm
going off of years old memories.
I do remember he wanted to fuck Hera, and that's why he got like the worst punishment. So
because God forbid Hera be unfaithful.
Also, he's the father of the centaurs. Like him and the cloud nymph had centaurs.
Had horse babies.
Why that happened, we'll never know. That's just the logic there. Every centaur except Chiron, though.
Because he's Chiron, a child of Kronos who had a horse baby for reasons.
Yes, because he...
Don't worry about it.
...became a horse and he fucked a nymph. Anyway. So, yeah, it's a bus. Where was
We're having so much trouble doing this chat.
It's great. It's so good. We're having good conversation, though. So, who wants to drive this bus?
So... anyone but Talia.
Nico wants license.
Literally everyone except Thalia.
Nico and Grover both volunteer, and
Nico
Percy.
is a
Grover
bad
does-
option. Grover could do it. He is like in his
Apollo's
20s.
just like
Okay,
Apollo's racist
no.
to Grover? Question mark?
Yeah, he is.
Too furry?
He's not into furries, okay? Apollo is distinctly not into furries.
But when the furry's just like a person, like that's just how someone is.
Yeah, it's
That's racism.
Furry. He also just looks over Percy.
Too furry, too furious.
Not. I think that's the name of a Tom and Jerry movie.
Too
Anyway.
fast, too furry.
Yes, that's what it is. I definitely watched that at some point. So, Apollo just not giving a fuck about Percy. I have questions here. Why? Literally, why? Is it just because he's a guy and he's not interested? And right now, Apollo is being distinctly not bisexual for some reason?
I think if you take... One, I think Percy driving the sun is a very, very, very bad idea. For
It's
a couple
also, it
different
is a bad
reasons.
idea. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Percy, it has been canonically established, should never fly,
Indeed.
should probably never climb a mountain.
Is that why he
should
just like
probably
looks
never
over
go
it?
to Colorado.
But I just want to know, why is he ignoring Percy?
I think it's, well...
I would say that Percy is a controversial figure in Olympus altogether right now, and maybe Apollo is like, I don't want to deal with that.
I think... I think there is the, like, probably, tripled risk of Zeus blasting them out of the sky. Just because.
Yeah. He's just like,
I think
my dad doesn't like
there
this guy,
is-
I should ignore him.
Yeah. Well, Percy
I
doesn't
think-
even offer because he knows better, as much as
Yeah,
he
and
would
I think
like
there
to.
is also, maybe an aspect to it of, Apollo being the god of prophecy.
Yeah.
Maybe having some inclination of
You know
how
what?
the
I didn't
prophecy
even
might
think
turn
about
out.
that.
Not wanting to...
But he likes Thalia, and Thalia is also currently a contender.
Do we know that? Has that been established?
Well,
I-
we find out 5
it
seconds
is-
later that she's
It is,
gonna turn 16.
it is subtextually
Well,
established in this chapter
do
when
we
he
know-
says, "Oh, your 16th birthday is next week. Don't think about
But
it."
nobody says anything about it. Do we know enough about the
Oh,
Does
do we?
Percy even know enough about the prophecy for that to
Yes.
ping him
I
right
think
now?
so.
We know that
He
it
knows
has to do with
16.
16. Yeah.
He knows that it
we
has
do
to do
learn
with
that in
16,
the last book.
but
He knows 16-year-old child of the Big Three.
no, I don't think we've ever established that it's Child of the Big Three. I think that as far as they've
Yes, we
told
have.
Percy,
We definitely have.
are you sure? I don't think we
Yes.
have.
That's definitely
That's why
established
Percy-
in The Lightning Thief.
In the last book, he literally questions, are you sure it has to be like a demigod child? And because he's like, oh, it could be Tyson. No, it has to be a
right.
half-blood
Oh,
child
okay.
of the big three who turned 16. That is
Okay.
all we have established.
We
about
are
the
absolutely certain we've established this. Okay.
Yes.
So,
I don't want to
The
actually you,
half-blood
but like
of
that is
Okay.
The eldest
the one concrete thing we
gods.
know.
well, that is
Somewhere in my
important.
brain, I have the entire text of the prophecy.
I
Fun
also remember
I
the
think-
entire text. Of
I
it.
think I could recite it right now,
I
could
could.
but I think that's spoilers.
Yeah. This okay.
Is it
the way
spoilers?
it is
Eh,
spoilers.
not really.
It is.
It's not really
It's definitely spoilers.
There's no new information.
Anyways.
I'm gonna continue.
So
so done.
no, but if we're allowed to talk about that, then let's talk about that because that's very important, and they totally brush over it in this chapter.
They
Yeah.
absolutely do. It's just mentioned and
It's
then
just like
no one
you're
thinks
gonna turn
about it.
16
Which means-
in a couple days.
Which means that Apollo, as the god of prophecy, did that shit on purpose. He is telling them, "Hey, you're gonna turn 16 in a week."
Apollo's
maybe
messy.
maybe
And
it
if
is
maybe
because
that's
he knows.
Maybe we can give Apollo the benefit of the doubt and say he wasn't
No.
just flirting. He was actually trying to surreptitiously offer some information.
I refuse to give a man the benefit of the doubt.
That is good because, God, Rick did decide that Apollo should be heterosexual aggressively in this chapter, and
Yeah.
Later he's not. Later he's confirmed.
and that's
Later
because
in this book, or just later?
later,
Trials.
I don't remember.
much later.
Trials.
Okay.
If there's anything about Apollo, it's gonna be in Trials. I'm sorry. That's just how it is.
Rick has
He
always
shows
wanted
up in
to.
Heroes.
Everything became so much queerer as every single series came about. Okay,
Yeah.
just saying.
It's
And that's
the
because, you'd learn
Rick
more things
became-
about the world as you go on,
Well,
especially when
and
people are
he learned his audience too.
Exactly.
He did. He was like, "Oh shit! All the kids who liked my books, are gay. So guess what?
What do you mean found family is an inherently queer trope? I've never heard of that.
I would like to believe, because I like Rick, that when he realized that, you know, the queer kids are reading this and they would like to see themselves, that it's not like a cynical, like, way to
I don't think it was.
Yeah, it seems like he genuinely wants people to be able to see
Because
themselves.
I
And
think-
that was what
I
he
think if
originally
it were
wanted to do
cynical,
when writing this.
it would be. I think if it were cynical, it would be worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Because is it, this may have to be cut, is it the next book or is it 2?
What?
I'm going to put this in chat.
There's nothing queer in this series.
Okay, there's
Yes.
nothing in this series?
No.
Yeah, no.
No?
That
Okay,
is... That's gonna be
ain't
much
no
later.
I
official
don't remember.
queer in this series. For me, it's all subtext.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
There's a lot of subtext.
Okay,
Again,
also the
found
fact
family
that
He was
inherently
ready
Thalia?
gay.
yet.
Yeah.
Thalia ages like 3 years instead of 6 years. So right now she should be
Yeah.
Yes.
19. She feels like she's 12 mentally, but she is physically 15.
Bordering on 16.
This is like those anime girls. You know what I mean. Where it's like they're like so many years old and then they like look like they're 12, but it's like it's totally fine. No, it's not, guys. I mean, it's also like the Hunters of Artemis, but yeah.
I would say
some
that
other-
this is much less gross than that particular phenomenon, but
Yeah.
it is a little uncomfy, I guess.
They avoid a lot of problems with this by something that happens later. They just like avoid addressing it entirely.
It's not important. It's not important.
No.
So she did age a little bit, but like not enough. She aged enough so that her age is plot relevant.
She aged just enough to be a problem.
Like
Which,
the fact that she aged
do
to
you-
15 so that she could possibly become 16, but not
Right.
It's just immediately
but
16.
like 15 at such a rate that her birthday is the same.
Right? That's so
There's somebody
okay,
math this.
So
it doesn't
do you
make
think
sense.
do you think that Rick did that because he was like, oh dang, I messed up the math when I decided when
I
they should
don't
have
think
gotten
Rick
to the
has
camp?
ever done the math.
Okay. I will get into a rant about Rick and how he forgets character ages in later series because
They
it doesn't
don't
happen
matter.
in this series, but later on it becomes a problem. And Rick,
Does it?
Interesting.
The character ages matter in this series and this series only.
yeah, but in
is the
later
thing.
series, he forgets the ages like a couple books later. Like he's like, I have it established that this is when this takes place, and then it's all thrown out the window. Nothing matters. At
Which
least
series?
Rick wasn't like. At
Don't
least
worry
he
about
wasn't
it.
like there's 100 students at Hogwarts. He didn't say that. He's just like, I can't remember how old Percy is, so I'm just gonna throw that out the window. It's just the ages. None of the other math matters.
It's like how yeah.
It's
I
like
don't
how
know.
Chiron gives them like $100 and then says, "Go across America." Bro,
This is fine.
I blame
listen,
Chiron for that. I
how
don't
much-
blame Rick. I blame Chiron.
How much money can strawberries possibly make
How good are these strawberries?
to run
How
a
good are these
year-round
fucking
camp
strawberries, man?
with at least 6 full-time employees year-round, counting the harpies,
You know what?
owning
Okay.
a large portion of Long Island?
I think it's been established that, like, my stance is that Camp Half-Blood exists in, like, its own pocket universe. So, like, how big the strawberry fields are is infinite, actually. Like, how many strawberries do they sell? They sell all the strawberries in the world.
They have free
Okay.
vans.
We haven't talked about that because I totally disagree. I would say that it exists in a physical space. So
It has to exist
how
very
dare.
firmly in a physical space.
How dare.
They canonically,
pocket
I believe, they have 3 vans to transport all of their strawberries.
It's fine. Hey, they're, like, infinite cars as well. They're like,
Charlie, there's not magic here. There's very little magic.
There's a
in
lot
this
of magic.
series.
They're gods.
There is
They can have so
fantastical
much
powers. There is not magic.
magic. Okay.
Don't ask me
So
to
the
explain the difference
chapter,
between those things. I'd have to think more.
So, did everybody celebrate Thalia's birthday on December 22nd? I just want to
No.
know.
No.
Show of hands. How dare you?
I never
I
have,
it in
and
my
I never
calendar.
will.
I, in fact, have a lot of character birthdays in my calendar.
Bro, I can't remember my friends' birthdays.
Yeah, when I want to remember a birthday, I put it in my calendar, but it's true, I don't have friends' birthdays in my calendar, just fictional characters.
Wow.
Good.
You probably don't even remember mine.
No, because it's like, it was last week, right? Yes. Yesterday. It's today. I knew it.
Oh my god.
I'm purposely being an asshole. I know it is tomorrow. At the time of
Charlie's
recording,
priorities are so straight, are so rock solid,
yes,
perfect.
my priorities are straighter than me.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to make that joke.
You're welcome.
Izzy is threatening you, currently.
Okay, so the fact
My
that
brain-
Apollo makes
Fair.
reference to, like, Phaethon, he does. He literally does.
Yeah.
Very interesting, yeah.
But not.
So-
Because he references the last guy who I taught.
Yeah,
Or the last guy who I
okay,
tutored
that
or something like
insinuates to
that.
me that Apollo
That there's another
knew
one.
Phaethon? No.
I think there was a second guy.
Maybe, because insinuated
I think
to
Apollo
me,
has. I feel like that
Oh.
insinuates that Apollo has a habit of doing this.
I'm thinking that Greek myths are just a little fucked up and wrong, and that in this universe,
Well-
Phaethon is just Apollo's son.
Well, and also, like, Greek myths don't exist. There is not a definitive version.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're correct.
Like, for some there are.
But also
we are,
it's just-
there are so many different
we just
sources
got
for all of them.
The whole, like, confusing Apollo and Helios thing here, that's the one thing that annoys me. Or there is an alternate option here that Apollo was trying to flirt with a guy and was like, hey, I'll teach you how to drive the sun chariot. and then
Failed to
Zeus
account
killed him.
or failed to account for this
Because
guy being
that shit happens to
entirely
Apollo
mortal.
a lot, so
I think that would
makes
be
sense.
funny.
He would
if
get
Apollo
another
was like, hey,
person.
you're hot, want to come drive the sun to a, like, entirely normal guy?
And then he just,
And
like,
he just,
burned.
like, burned.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
He would. He would.
Oh my goodness.
But no,
And
I
Apollo's
think,
like, no, he was so hot. Literally now.
I
Making
think
the pun
funniest
another time.
is that every, like, 100 years, Apollo finds himself in this position. And
Yep.
every 100 years, he's like, hey, want to drive?
And then he's like, oh shit, that's a bad idea. I forgot again.
This is the thing.
And
This is the thing. The gods
it's
don't
just
change.
long enough.
They don't change.
It's just
they don't
long
learn.
enough between them.
Okay.
Between the instances for him to forget entirely.
So
This
Thalia
makes
is
sense.
deeply uncomfortable doing this. She did
You know
not
what?
want to.
Horse.
Sorry, I was gonna say, ADHD, it can come for your parents, so therefore all the Greek gods have ADHD. That's why they forget shit all the time.
Yeah. I feel like immortality just does that to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Gives you mental illness.
Yeah.
Makes you neurodivergent.
Absolutely. That's why I'm immortal.
Yeah. Being immortal is a deeply depressing concept. If you think about it even a little bit.
So speed equals heat. I'm sorry, I just read that out of context. Literally, that's what Apollo says. And I'm like, okay, alright. You're welcome.
I'm done. I'm
You're
done.
welcome. This is gonna be a great fucking episode. I love it. I love it so much. So Thalia almost kills everybody. Apollo's like, fuck,
Not
fuck.
everyone. She, like, no, I was listening to it, and it started describing her starting a, like, forest and also whole town fire.
Yeah.
That's awful.
She almost kills
She
people.
just floors it. And Percy's like, Thalia, relax. And she's like, I am relaxed. And it's like, Thalia,
I wonder
please.
why. I wonder why
I like
she's
to
so
imagine.
tense right now. I wonder if we're gonna figure out why. We're not gonna find out. Not in this
I like
chapter.
to imagine that she is, like, wearing noise-canceling headphones. Just, like,
Mentally, she is.
so they're all just, like, shouting at her, and she's like, I'm fine, I'm fine,
That's
I'm
how
fine.
it is when you have an anxiety
AirPods
attack,
meme.
okay? That's how it is. You're just like, I can't hear anything. I can't. I'm just in my own head.
Thalia, there's a village coming up. Oh no, she has AirPods in. She can't hear us.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't put those in while you're driving.
Yeah, that's bad.
No, don't do that. So at least they landed in the lake.
Yeah.
I want to know
Yeah.
how many naiads they barbecued.
Yeah.
apparently it heated up slowly enough that they could get out. Like, it is established that there are naiads, like, hopping out with
scrambling out of their home.
Yes, but Apollo
Evacuating
says maybe
their
we boiled
place
somebody
of
important.
Work.
He says, let's go make sure.
No, he says,
we
let's go
didn't.
make sure we didn't boil anybody important, to which he is referring to children.
No,
Like,
no.
campers.
I think the naiads are more important here.
I don't think Apollo shares your view.
I think he does. He liked
Gonna
to fuck
be
a lot of
honest.
nymphs. But personally, I think that after this scenario, all the naiads at Camp Half-Blood hate Thalia. That's just my take on this.
Okay, it's Apollo's fault, though.
No, it's her fault. She's the one who burned them.
I want maybe in like 10 years a story where like Percy is running Camp Half-Blood. Like, I think that would be cool.
Who would let him do that?
I think he would do a great job.
I think once he's grown up, once he's in like his 30s.
I think Percy could be a very nurturing person. We'll have to talk about that some other time, though.
All right.
What do you mean? I feel like he's being like a very nurturing, caring teacher for how to drive. A 14-year-old.
Except
He was trying to.
Yeah, he's only
Yeah.
14. Yeah, that's the end of the chapter. So let's fucking move on here.
Oh my god.
This is going to be a 2-hour podcast episode.
We
It's
have
not
been
because-
recording on this block for 37 minutes. There were 50 minutes on the last
It's gonna
block.
be like an hour and a half
It has
tops.
been an hour and a half of recording
right.
so far.
Izzy, babe.
Yeah?
Wanna plug your socials? Where can people find you?
Sure. So, I do a lot of different stuff. I used to do more stuff. Now I do less stuff. But what I do right now is... I hate this voice. What I do right now is I make video essays on a YouTube channel called Kanai. That is also predominantly where I am to be found on most internet platforms. Some places there's an underscore. On YouTube there is not, because that would look silly. But Twitter, Instagram, you can't Discord request me. Don't try. Don't email me. What else exists?
These are anti-plugs.
Please don't text me. I will block you.
Her
Unless you
phone
have my
number is blah 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 blah. I don't even know.
You don't have my phone number.
I don't.
Caitlin, if you're listening to this, text me. If you're not, don't. I don't know if she listens to this.
Caitlin, do you listen to this? Anyway, I don't know.
I can ask her.
I think
Do
I've already
you
established that
listen to-
Caitlin, at least to her, is Artemis, because Arrow Ace, lesbian. We love.
Yeah,
Nice Sam.
absolutely. 100%.
She's Artemis.
Okay, just texted her. Let's see if she responds before
Before
we're
the
done
end of the
here.
recording. Okay. Yeah. So, Izzy, do you have a
Yeah?
media recommendation for us? A plug, if you will.
Fuck, you didn't recommend... You didn't...
I
warn
did
me
put
with
that.
this.
I did, in fact.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, I'm dumb.
Mhm.
Let's see.
What have you been watching, reading, listening to? Consume
I
media.
have been watching... I watched season 4 of The Crown. That was really good. I think it's the best season because I think early on in The Crown they struggled with balancing the like public and private sides of royal life, whereas season 4 they spent one entire season on like the beginning, on like Charles and Diana meeting up through their marriage, like them starting to seek separation, and that's sort of the private. That's like the focus of the private side. And then you also have like tinges of like the new branch of royals coming in, being the Queen's children. And then on the public side, they spend the entire time on Margaret fucking Thatcher, Demon Woman. Which is like a good idea because there's a lot to explore between her and the Queen. Like that's a good dichotomy to draw. 2 woman leaders, neither of whom really believe women should be in power. If anyone from the royal firm is listening to this, don't sue me. It's not. I'm talking about the fictional version of the Queen played by Olivia Colman, to be clear.
Of course.
Wonderful.
Of course. Obviously. And like there's a lot to do there. And she also like was prime minister for 11 years, which is a long time for a prime minister. They don't typically last that long.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a media recommendation. Also, if you somehow manage to escape high school without reading it, read the things they carried. It's good.
It is good.
All right.
Don't worry about if it's true or not. It's not supposed to be.
Alrighty. Ray,
You
what
got a
you got?
show and a book.
What you got, Ray? What you
my turn?
plug?
All right. I want to recommend a band to y'all.
Ooh.
Because I don't think enough people are listening to them, and it makes me upset.
Oh no.
Y'all should listen to Jukebox the Ghost. That's
Interesting.
a weird name. So, like, burn it into your brain right now if you're listening to this. Like, write it down or something. Jukebox the Ghost. Okay? I just need people to think about them more often. I'm putting their songs on all my character playlists, and no one's gonna understand. And it's very important to me. Their sound is vaguely Queen-inspired, like sometimes. Especially on one of their later albums. What was that one called? Off to the Races. You get a lot of, like, Queen-ish sound. The song Jump Started slaps, if you'll want to get in that. Their first album, okay, it's two guys, and they're both singer-songwriters, and so basically they were like, we should make a band together, but instead of collaborating, they both just went home and wrote their own songs. And then they recorded them into an album. And one of them
That's really funny.
wrote some really interesting and catchy songs that, like, are still, like, heavy hitters of fans today. Under My Skin slaps. What's another one that everybody likes off that one? Victoria. Nobody appreciates the other guy's work, in which he wrote an apocalyptic rock opera, and then they just
Nice.
seeded that into the album. Like, half of the
Nice.
album is an apocalyptic rock opera, and then the other songs have nothing to do with it, but they still
Pure chaos.
will, like,
I love it.
connect songs together. Like, you know how some albums flow? That album has flow. That first album is one of my favorite albums ever written. It's called Let Live and Let Ghosts. Please just, if you have time, if you feel like listening to an apocalyptic rock opera with a lot of, grand piano in it, because,
Sure.
piano is one of the best instruments ever made.
Yeah.
Then
True.
just, like, set aside some time and pull up Let
Not
Live
a
and Let
string
Ghosts and, like, just go on a trip. Have an experience.
Okay.
That's what I'm recommending today.
Nice. Their name is burned into my brain.
Excellent.
Don't worry.
I'm
It is.
so
I did,
I'm
in
so
fact,
glad.
already search them up on Spotify, so I can.
Good.
That'll
I
be
think
there.
Caitlin is probably at work, so she will not respond.
Oh.
It's fine. It's okay.
Whatever she says, I'll tell you.
If you two are the only people who check out Jukebox the Ghost from this, then I will be satisfied. As long as
Got
I
it.
got two.
I'll definitely check them out. No promises on soon.
Yep.
Well, my plug, because I believe last episode I plugged Fate Zero, so this episode I will plug Fate Apocrypha, because I was on an anime kick, because I just went to an anime convention. Apocrypha is, how is it related to Fate Zero? You know, it's an AU. They're all AUs, honestly. That's just how they work.
Interesting.
It's an alternate timeline. There's a lot of alternate timelines in the Fate universe. So,
Oh, boy.
you don't have to have seen, like, any of the shows to, like, understand the other shows, honestly.
I see. So, like, would you say that Fate is one of the things, one of the Japanese franchises that is closest to, like, American comics franchises and stuff, and how we just keep remaking them over and over?
Honestly, probably. Like, but, like, there's different routes you can take. And the one, Fate Zero and Apocrypha don't have different routes. At least, I've only seen the anime. I don't know if, like, what it's based on, like, various whatever. But, like, if you're talking Fate Stay Night, it has different routes. So, like, there's different animes that they made based on the different routes. So if they have different endings and such, because
Oh
they're
my
based on visual
goodness.
novels, man.
Holy crap, bro.
Yeah. There's only, like, 3 main routes, though. Like,
Oh my god.
So, but Fate Apocrypha is the one that diverges from, like, the formula in this way that instead of 7 historical or legendary people summoned and 7 masters, we have 14 because we need more characters.
That's like double.
There's already
Great.
so many characters in Fate Things, and this has like double the characters. Except like, of course, there are a bunch that are killed off, and there are a bunch that like don't matter. But like, we still have double the characters, and so it's a lot to wrap your head around. And it's like half the length of Fate Zero.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I forgot that this will be old news, but if you're somehow listening to this like next week as of recording, which you're not, but if you are, then my newest video will be about Heartstopper, so go watch it. It's good.
Ooh, I just watched
Excellent.
that. It's very good.
Yeah, it'll be short, I think. It's shaping up to be like 15 minutes.
But I just hate Apocrypha, man. I love Mordred. I believe I've already talked about the fact that in this universe our King Arthur is a woman, so Mordred is also a woman. But also, God, she queer as hell because she's like, nah, I want to be king. Don't refer to me as a woman because I am like still uses like she her pronouns, still presents female, but like wants to be used with like masculine words. And I'm like, God damn,
Nice.
Your gender, I love it.
Nice. Gender.
Like gender, very gender.
Gender vibes.
Also Astolfo, wonderful, beautiful. He's a dude. Nobody knew he was a dude for a while. Presents very fairy femme, but like is a dude. And like one of the main characters didn't know until she saw him fully naked. Was like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were a girl. And it's fine. I love him.
Anime is so fun because it's queer and homophobic, but
At the same time, weirdly enough, at the same time it is.
yeah. If you can stomach it, it can be very fun.
I can contribute very little to this conversation.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
No, you're good.
I was telling my mom, yeah, I want to watch like a bunch of queer things because it's Pride Month, and my mom's like, why don't you watch anime? And I'm like, I mean, yes, all anime is gay, but I also have like specific queer things that I need to get through. Like I need to get through Good Omens. I need to get through Heartstopper and Our Flag Means
Go watch
Death.
Supernatural. I hear it's very good.
I'm not watching fucking Supernatural. The only episode I've seen of Supernatural is Scooby Natural, and it's the only one that matters.
Watch just the last season.
No, the only episode of Supernatural that matters is Scooby Natural. If you want to cancel me, I don't care. I don't care about Supernatural.
Speaking of things that are gay and homophobic.
Yeah.
Me.
Unless it's the Spanish dub. That Spanish dub, though.
Things that are gay and homophobic include Britain.
Too real?
Well,
Too real?
I think we need to end this episode before we get any more controversial here.
Let's go!
Do we? I could, let's see.
Are you gay or European? Yeah.
Am I gay or European?
The answer is yes.
I'm sure that I'm one of those, probably.
I think my answer has to be affirmative. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Present.
Get out of my fucking cabin and go crash the sun chariot.
No, I don't want to do that. That sounds bad for my mental health.
Too bad.
I feel like that would cause a lot of people to die.
And everyone's
No,
health.
that doesn't matter as much, though. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people would die, and then I'd be, like, responsible for all of that, and then I'd need, like, infinitely more therapy than I already do.
Izzy, you can stop recording now.
Bye!
You can follow the podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send an iris message to us through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support us financially, go to patreon.com/oftheeldestgods. By becoming a patron, you can join the Movie Night Crew Network server, where you get to chat with us and hear some no-context spoilers about episodes we are recording. I personally recommend the $5 tier, where you get access to Against All Odds, our bonus show where we talk about basically anything vaguely related to mythology, Percy Jackson, or whatever we like. We also have a merch store on TeePublic, where all our designs are made by Charlie. Or if you cannot support us financially, please give us a review on iTunes and rate us on Spotify to help others know how much you love this podcast. You can follow me, Ray, at HeyHeyRay on Twitter. I also have another podcast called Barbie Movie Slap, where my co-host Ted and I talk about the Barbie cinematic universe. You can check out that podcast Twitter at Barbie Slaps.
You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, but on Twitter, I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm totally not salty about. I also have an art Instagram that I sometimes use at GreenPixieDraws. I sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mack, that's M-A-C-K, and I also have another podcast on the network called Fandoms Gone Wrong, where my mom and I talk about movies, TV shows, books, whatever other fandoms we enjoy. You can find that on all the major podcasting apps. Our music was written by Isabel Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian M. Riggs. You can find Izzy at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. She also currently makes video essays on the YouTube channel Kane I. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your podcast. Of the Oldest Gods is proud to be part of Deus Ex Media, which features great podcasts like Content and Capable that follows Sam as he tries to figure out what it truly means to adult.
Hi, my name's Sam, and I've recently become an adult. But why does adulting have to suck? Join me on my journey to rediscover the joy of following your passions as an adult, and discuss it with people who are doing just that. I'll sit down with a variety of people from all walks of life and ask the important questions while trying to figure out what does it really mean to adult. Whether you're a pro or haven't even started, come and listen wherever you get your podcasts, and hopefully you might learn a thing or two.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday. I'm sorry. I know she's sad. She's just a little guy. They pulled out her organs. It's rough. Our cat got fixed, and so she's locked in the bathroom, and she's very sad. And my roommate...
I just hear out of context, they pulled out her organs. I'm like, okay.
All right.
If you want the cat, then you can take her. I know, she doesn't like it. It's ouchy. That's why I think she should stay in the bathroom where it's safe. You can hang out in the bathroom with her if you want to. I know. Okay, I'm being berated in my own home.
Deus Ex Media.